Who's going to be England's next manager?
That is incredible.
Let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this.
Steve Bruce.
Could we have Klinsmann?
No, you won't have a German managing England.
Why not?
I think it'll be Steve Bruce, I think.
But why can't we have a German manager?
I just don't think that they'll go down that route again. I think that in the short term...
After what he's done for the USA?
Listen, I think he's more likely to manage Germany than he is to manage England. Klinsmann's fantastic, right? I love him. I think what he did at Tottenham when he came here was a breath of fresh air. So a lot of that first season he was great. As a manager, what he's done with the USA is fantastic. But I just don't think that the FA now are going to... They've had their share of international managers. They've had Capello, they've had Eric.
We've also had Steve McLaren.
Yeah, but I think they're going to look... I think they are going to go English. And for the foreseeable future, they are going to give the job
to... But doesn't that, Kenny, limit the amount of managers that we can choose from? Now, OK, what about if Roberto Martinez said, I want the England job? Are you telling me we're not going to have him because he's Spanish?
I think if they've got someone in mind, and he is for an overtaking, if they fancy someone that strongly... why don't the players pick the next?
Do you think Klinsmann would like managing?
What a good idea that would be.
I think it's a debate worth having. I think he loved England.
Yeah.
He loved his time over it. He knows the English game. He has. It's not like where Sven came over, where had no affinity with English football whatsoever. Capello had no affinity with English football whatsoever. Klinsmann has played in this country, and he knows, and he speaks the language very well. He understands the game over in this country.
It'd be a brave call, Joe. I mean, it would be an inspired call, but I just think that the FA are not going to go down that route. I'd be very surprised in the current structure of what the FA is. Although it would be an inspired choice, I just don't think.
Steve Bruce or Klinsmann? Who would you have?
Well, of
you're in charge, Angus. You're in charge of the FA.
No pressure.
No, there's no doubt. You'd have Klinsmann, but you've asked me what I think will happen. I don't think there's any way the FA at the moment will look to have a German managing the English national team. Don't
we need someone like that, who's visionary, who's young, who sees the game that he played, less than 10 years ago? Do we not need that?
Okay.
Well, look at Roy Hodgson, for instance, right? Managed many countries, quite a few countries, and many clubs all around Europe. You'd think he would have seen Wayne Rooney out of position. Now, if you've got someone like Gary Neville, if I was Gary Neville, and I ain't in the game, I haven't passed my badges or anything like that, if I was him, I'd say, Gaffer, don't play in there. What are you doing? Let's change it now before something happens. That's what you need. Klinsmann. So it's not just the manager, the second in command, the coach, or his second, whatever you call him, football director, whatever it may be. Listen to him.
German in charge of England, eh?
Well, that's why I don't think it'll happen. That's why I don't think it'll happen.
And we'll have a Brazilian as the coach.
It's a simple yes or no answer. Will he be manager of England in France 2016, Roy Hodgson?
Yes.
He's going to be, yes.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. OK, you just heard what Kenny and Angus have had to say about the England situation. Should Roy be manager of England? And what would you do with the squad? You can email us, talk@FootballFan.zone, or you can tweet us @Talk2Fanzone. That's number 2. You can post videos, blogs. Make sure you have your say.